Hello and welcome back to Bastide. We have had a couple more weekly changes to this, and where we have our future content's gotten a little bit smaller, and we're going to have some interesting things put in there. Our games, our map size has changed a bit. I'm assuming medium is our normal. Let me try on the large as well. So right now you can play kind of like in peaceful mode, and they also have the various different difficulties, which some of them are going to be pretty bad. I'm assuming your resourcing, gathering and stuff's going to be quite tricky. So we are still testing, so I'm just going to like give it a nice little generic name. And here is all of our new map here. We have a lot more added to our interface. So we have nothing's changed in the housing. We got more music, that's great. Food has changed a little bit. I'm not sure if I was reading this or something, but I think farms are actually a little bit more important here. We're gonna start a little farm where I think that the critters might be using up some of that stuff. Well, let's redo this. I like to have mine fairly straightforward here. Okay, so we get a couple of these down, similar to last time. I want to keep it around the warehouse just because I'm thinking it's going to be easier. And we have, let's see, we have resources. So we now have the well. Well is the newest thing. Provides water. So at some point here, water is going to be important. I'm assuming maybe they need to drink it. I'm not sure how they're going to keep that. Oh, hunger and thirst bar. There's now a thirst bar. Okay. So, well, at least that is pretty cheap. I'm pretty happy with that. And it can probably fit in nicely into some places. Let's get them started on that. Forester, mine, gatherer, and firewood, that has been all the same. They did add in a barracks and a wooden wall or a palisade. So palisade, I mean, I haven't gotten far enough to play around with it so much, but it will definitely help. Also, in this map that I noticed, we have a bridge in a different place. Actually, I wonder if this large map is even different than the previous large map I was trying. I do not know if there's maybe going to be some randomization or something. We'll see about that as well. Production. So we also had just kind of added in the tailor and stuff. Let's get a house down before it gets going too far along here. We got our Q and E. I'm going to try to leave a little bit of space. We don't have roads. I don't know if they'll get it put in, but that would be kind of nice to put down a little pathing. So production, the tailor, so now that each of our people shows that it's clothed and we have tools. So we have both of these that need to get made. The brewery, and also under the church and tavern. And let's see, the mill, along with the farm and the bakery, will add to this now percent happiness. So up here, it'll affect how quickly the settlers join, and some people, will want to stay. Okay, we got the house built. That is good. We need to get in some of our other stuff before it starts getting along too far. So let's get some things built along here. We have a nice little ring around here as well too now. Okay, so I have some of them already gathering up the animals, which seem to be a little less plentiful than they were before. So some of these may take a while. I can't find as many like pigs. It's really hard to find chickens as it was before, but we'll see how that goes. So far, let's see, we got also an addition here. We got the occupants on one tab, so to speak, and one for storage. Also added, which I was thinking, how in the world are you going to know how well you're doing on this sort of thing? So we have on all of our food stuff, we have how much have you produced in the current year, and then we'll have a button for previous year. So that will also be useful there. I want to get another house in. Still liking these wooden ones best for sure. Okay, get another that one going. So storage, they're going to start actually storing food. And what is that? We have our resource list that's been updated. Oh, water. Okay, so this is a little like red clay pot. And there is also options in the fields here now to now do some other stuff. So actually I'm going to do pumpkins because I'm assuming there's going to be a season to it and it might actually do better. It might be too late in the season. I haven't messed around with that too much. So right now we have 4 tools and 11 clothing. 6 are in use, which is kind of nice to know. Oh, why in the world did they do 2 of these? Well, I must have accidentally misclicked. I do not want to delete one of those when it is plenty accessible still. So, let's see, we need... also have the mouse sensitivity has changed. Probably have to adjust that a little bit here as well. Let's see, blacksmith, we need some stone. I did have them tell them to pick up some stone, but right now I think we don't have a laborer at the moment. Okay. We need to take off a forester. I just did this time around. I did 2 because I thought, well, I'm always behind in getting this wood cut down. So let's see if we can get a person taking care of that, and we'll get up these next few things that are important because, well, you need tools to do your work, and if you're going to be cold in the wintertime, you're not going to survive. They're just going to freeze to death. So those are what I think is like the next, main points of things that need to get in there. Okay, so it does appear that we are able to get some pumpkins planted with one person. I wanted to do a small one, kind of you might as well, a large one will obviously fit. The 3 would be very good, but I think a small one, I was hoping to get it to be just fit nicely in there. So we do have more people in. We got a few laborers here. We can start getting someone to make some blacksmith tools because we only got 1 left. Kind of like, I think you start with 3 and they have the tools, and then everyone that keeps joining is going to keep using them, so kind of need to get that bit figured out. So as for options of happiness, the brewing takes the wheat or berries. So you need to have a farm, or you need to have a resource gatherer, a gatherer that will do the berries, and then you need to then have the where did we go here? The production. You need to have the brewery to make it, and then you're going to have a tavern. So the buildings themselves take quite a bit of stuff, the wood and the stone. The church is a different option for happiness, but it takes a lot of stone. And then the other last option is to get a farm, make a mill, which will take more wood, of course, and then a bakery. That, it might be the cheapest option. I'm not sure about that. Oh yes, the fisherman's hut. Okay, so it collects fish in the nearest part of the river. I don't think you can put it anywhere. I don't think you have to have it over here. And I was kind of thinking about that. You also can't move. You can't rotate the camera while you got an object there. And people gotta live over here. I mean, you could put a house by it, but I think with over here with the river, the bandits or whatever are coming from across this bridge, and then that might be a target for them to be the first thing. So I think that the person's like workplace, they would first go to the fishing hut and then go to the river. I haven't messed with it too much, but it is another option. So it's cheap. We'll just put one down and see how that goes. We do not have any illness stuff going on. I usually do get a gatherer stuff out, but I was kind of concerned on the whole water thing. Didn't know how that was going to go. So we're going to need a lot more wood to be collected. And meanwhile, I mean, our happiness is going down, so you got to kind of figure out what are you going to do. Are you going to get a mine in quickly and get the church up or whatnot? The brewing, I think, just takes a little bit more work to do. And I like having the pastures because you are going to get food fairly quickly if you can get enough animals into it. I found enough cows that I think it worked out well this time. The pigs are not completely full, but you can individually tell them to slaughter an animal if you need food or whatnot, kind of like Banish, where you just cut down the amount that's in there. And this may be getting close to harvesting some of it. Definitely some of the details of it is there's some large pumpkins and smaller pumpkins here. Okay, we are in nighttime. Alright, so we now have a firewood person. I did notice that when I did this before, I did have that number change on me. So we'll kind of have to see how that goes. Obviously you're not going to need as much firewood if you're in stone houses. You're going to need more of it if you're in the little tiny huts, and that's why I like the wood ones. It's kind of like in the middle. It's not too expensive. We do have our forester still doing stuff, which is good. Having two worked out pretty nicely at the beginning if you can afford to have that many. And I still have them cutting down some because I want to get some of this going. We did get a person in, and they're already producing fish. However, shortly here, we do have some seasonal changes here, and we're in October. Oh, I don't know when in October, but it will soon start to snow and then ice over. We do have a little bit more tools made, but we are getting low on that, so we are going to need to get a mine at some point. What'll be interesting is on every map, assuming there's going to be some different things here. We need to gather some more stone for that in order to see where we can place it, but generally the nodes for putting in mines were somewhere in the hills, and some of them are a little smaller, so actually I'm kind of wondering if maybe it's going to be right over here, which from distance from our place it's not too far away. Okay, looks like I got them all going there. Okay, so 9 people. I would love to have 12. I don't know if I'm going to have that much. Oh, okay, there we go. We do have some pumpkins that are being made. Okay. So yeah, I thought maybe the wheat would get used with the pastures, but I'm guessing it probably isn't. Because otherwise we probably would have had trouble already. Do have a tailor going, so we got plenty of stuff there. And we do have a nice little progress bar that goes with it. And of course, once they're into their work day and they leave work, oh good, she just got it done just in time. They will stop their progress, like here, there's one in progress. And then you can just send them back and forth to do whatever is needed. We need... Okay, we have enough of this, so yeah, my max firewood got changed. So for a little while, we'll have to kind of keep an eye on that. We do need a gatherer in order to get medicines, or the herbs. We do have actually 4 herbs, so I think for this season, what would be best is just to go into, yes, the miscellaneous, get a healer's hut. I think I will put the gatherer out here somewhere. So the healer's hut still needs to come all the way to the warehouse to get the supplies. And the gatherer will help get berries and mushrooms and herbs, and so we can make more stuff. We also do start with a little bit of swords and armor. So if we ever get into the army section where we can get the barracks, you can train the soldiers. And I'm assuming if they're patrolling, your people are not going to get attacked. So happiness is still a thing that needs to get looked into, but I think once we get into the next season... Oh, they're already planting the next stuff. Okay. Let's go ahead and... I want to create another little farm over here. Not ideally situated with this little well, but... Okay, we got wheat. I'm going to want to do wheat. I think I'm going to try to do some bread for this. We do have a couple people that are starting to get cold. They're negative Celsius temperatures. So I would also think that the factor of like this poor fisherman, yeah, it's probably, you know, having to go all the way down here, and will get cold at night if they're stuck outside. Okay, we do have a healer. We do have a couple people that are sick. Don't know what it is necessarily, but they're not feeling too good. And we do have a little bit of herbs in there, and they'll get that fixed. We have a little pumpkin, little meat, eggs. They're eating the eggs, milk. So not a lot of food, but that's partially because we also didn't have these pastures maxed as fast as we did with the cows. So I think that will help there. And also pumpkins that are growing already again. So storage in each of the places, it looks like they're storing water. Water does not get stored in the warehouse, it seems, which is okay. Also, so yeah, you can get two different kinds of luxury, I guess, items here. If you're going to do the brewing, you get the wheat goes into the ale, and then the berries that get collected can go into wine. But of course, you're going to get a lot more wheat than you are going to get berries. Well, this seems to be a pretty mild winter so far. We're able to grow some things, or at least they were planted. I don't know if they're actually producing and getting better, but we haven't had the snow and the ice and such yet. So maybe at a certain temperature it would get there. I mean, obviously 0 is going to be freezing, but maybe it didn't get frozen quite enough. And it does seem to be that 100 water is our maximum here. Okay. Alright, so let's see. We have people. I want to get a person going in here, because I do want to start doing that other stuff. It only leaves us with 1 laborer. But the healer probably is going to be not done. So what I did like is that this does have a progress bar on these, but with the healer making a potion, it doesn't. That personally, I would like to see that. If you're going to have a progress bar for other things, you might as well have it for that as well. I mean, firewood, you don't really need to. I mean, you just sit and watch the person chopping on the log anyhow. Okay, so next, yeah, we're gonna have to, oh, there's the snow. Do we have ice? It's starting to ice over. Okay. Alright. Not completely icy, but I guess if it got a little bit more cold, got snow accumulating. Alright. Alright, so yeah, next time I definitely want to get some of this wheat going and try the whole bread production kind of thing, because this does keep changing. I'm not sure what's caused it to go up just a tiny bit recently, but it will, at least when I've been playing it before, just kind of testing little things out, it would steadily go down. And that might have to do with how many people I have in my place. But we'll see. And check out as more weekly updates occur here. And I think, yeah, there'll be some more things that are added building stuff wise. So that seems to change the game every single update. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.